Go up a little bit?
Yeah, just a hair.
All right, we're back on the Bobcat project again today. As we saw last week, sadly, this piston is toast and the cylinder's a little messed up, so the engine needs to come out. There are two ways to take the engines out of these machines, one of which would be pulling the whole engine and hydraulic assembly out in one unit. The second option is to separate the hydraulic unit belt drive right here. I'm going to go with this method because I don't want to have to touch the hydraulic lines. I'm going to take the flywheel off, separate the belt drive, and pull just the engine block out. I'm going to start with removing accessory pieces like air boxes, starters, and then I'll just keep updating you as how it goes. All right, so here's where we're at. Turbo's removed, air box is removed. The wiring harness is completely disconnected and flopped on the top. So this is all clear. Starter's removed. Here's all the parts I've taken off thus far. Next thing I need to get into is this section here. What I believe I need to do is loosen the tension on this bolt right here. And there's a spring, and that looks like it was what tensions this drive belt. So I'm going to take the slack off of this so this belt is loose. Then I'm going to have to take, it looks like, all these bolts out of the flywheel, and I should be able to pop this off, which would give me access to the other bolts that are up top here and behind here, so that I can separate this cast housing, which is all part of the hydraulic system. So I'm going to pop this off. Well, this is actually going to stay here, and then just the engine will come out. At least that's the plan. Also, I'm going to have to fight with these I guess these are oil lines, so I'll have to look about taking these off and capping them so dirt doesn't get in. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. All right, the motor's all unbolted, it's free. We have it chained up. We're gonna see if we can lift it up. Okay, hang on. See what we're hitting on. Okay, we're free that direction. Let me see if we're coming off that back motor mount. I might need to do some prying on this. Oh no, we're off the back. So it should have, wait, there's another line. The throttle. That's got to come off somehow.
What am I looking at right here? Yeah, right, that thing.
Oh, the bolt's missing from this thing too.
Can we go up a little bit? Yeah, just a hair. Just to clear it out. Okay, that's probably enough.
All right. Can we get that side? This is a two-person fold. Under it.
I don't know how it'll sit.
I bet you if I put a block of wood under each side like that, see what that does.
Want to try it?
Yeah.
Just watch your fingers, nothing underneath.
I'm not under. I'll hold here.
I don't know how fast this jack comes down.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. All right, here's the engine. Here's another look at it in the sunlight. There's the piston all hammered. Here's that little hairline crack. My next step, I'm gonna drive over to a local machine shop that does rebuilds on industrial type engines, and I'm going to show them the crack and go from there. So I'm hoping, fingers crossed, they tell me that they can fix that for not a fortune. So we'll see what they say, and I will let you know after we get back. I've returned from the machine shop with some information. I ended up bringing the engine back home. I discussed at length with the actual machinist who does all the machining work there about what to do about our little friend, this hairline crack. We bounced back and forth on some different ideas. One idea is to grind this crack out, heat the whole block up, weld the crack, and then remachine the bore to fit a T-hat style sleeve into the cylinder bore, and then hone it, and then it'll be set for me to bring it back home and reassemble with a new piston. That was one option. We discussed some more out-of-the-box options, one of which was to machine this entire ring out down to this level and then make a whole new sleeve that's this thick at the top, and then it'll taper down thinner to go into the bottom section of the engine. So that was one idea. Then he remembered that he had an engine that they remanufactured that was up on a rack that, I don't know what the deal was, the customer didn't pay or whatever, but they have an engine that is very similar to this. This is over here, oh, look at the valve cover. This is a BF4M 1011F. What they have is a BF4L 2011, which may be the same block and a lot of the same components. So now I'm tasked with determining whether or not I should go for the repair this method, rebuild the engine, put it back together, or should I grab this reasonably priced 2011 model number block that's complete. It would be a drop-in. Costs more money, but it's a drop-in. So I need to confirm. I'm going to make some phone calls tomorrow and see if I can confirm if indeed I would be able to switch. The bell housing's a little different. This is a external oil cooler, so this has oil cooler ports here and here that go up to a radiator in the back of the skid steer. The one they have on the shelf is one with an onboard oil cooler. So I would have to remove some things, but if the core of the engine is the same, then I should be able to, with the good parts that are left on this, swap them out, and then it would be a direct drop-in. So I will be getting back to you when I find out the verdict on that, and I'll have to make my decision from there. So thanks for following along thus far on the journey. Subscribe if you want to see how this turns out in the end. And thanks for watching.